Alright guys, so today I want to talk about Last in Line, the Dio album, first pressing. I got this on eBay for about $30. So you can find the first pressing on eBay and things like that. So why would you want the first pressing is because this is truly analog. So anything after, basically, I don't collect any vinyl after 1996. And even that's kind of iffy. Probably 1994 should be the true boundary there. But basically after that, it became, digitized. So then it became like a digital recording. Nowadays, it's a digital recording put in analog, which makes no sense. So this was actually, as much as possible, recorded on analog equipment going into analog. That is true analog. Nowadays, what you hear, and I hate to ruin this for other people, but I don't think anyone's buying it to listen. They just buy it for the packaging. I actually buy it, for so that I can listen to it. But like I said, nowadays you record it in digital and then you put it on, vinyl, which makes no sense at all. So at no point should a computer be involved. If the computer's involved at any point, it's not, analog. So if you're giving the vinyl pressing plant a file, like a WAV file, and then put it in a vinyl, that is not analog. This is analog. So here you will hear, kind of like that. You won't hear that overcompressed sound. So anyway, I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to sing a bit if I can remember the words. So pretty cool cover here. Last in Line, second Dio album, right? It's got songs, real cool songs. So I'm going to just kind of read the back of it here. So this is old because you can see that this is kind of worn, right? And then what I'll do is that I'll make sure that, because you never know if it's a new pressing or old pressing. First of all, the first thing is that this, right? Does it look old? That's one thing. Second thing, there's a catalog number which you can look at. There's a website called Disclog. So what it'll do is that it'll basically tell you, based on that catalog number, when this came out. Was this a 1983, 84 pressing, or was it like an 89 pressing? So I believe Last in Line came out 84, right? This is Warner Brothers, 84, yeah. So anyway, it says here, I'll read some of this to you. Produced by Ronnie James Dio. All lyrics and melodies written by Ronnie James Dio. Remember how important the melody is. I talked to you about this before. I'm a singer. I sung in a Dio band before. And then, original bands as well. So the music matters, but it sort of doesn't matter because what kind of brings it all together is the vocal melody. So you could be a great singer, but if you can't write cool vocal melodies on top of music, right? That's why bands don't make it, because the vocal melodies aren't that good. So you could be a good singer, but you got to know how to write vocal melodies. I'll talk about this later to see how that is really what makes a band. So someone like Dio or, Bruce Dickinson or Rob Halford, these guys are masters at it to where it sounds good because people only remember that vocal melody, right? Anyway, and then it has a little caption. We'll know for the first time if we're evil or divine. We're the last in line. Ronnie James Dio. And then inside, I played this. It has one skip on it, I think. You have this right here, which is basically kind of like multiple still frames. So it's like that one's all Dio, then it's like everybody else, all the four members here. I guess it's the same picture repeated over and over again. That's Vivian, same picture. There's Dio, same picture over and over again. And then Jimmy Bain. And then Vinny Appice, and then the keyboard player. I'm not sure who this is. Claude? I don't know. And then there's got this big shot here of the band. Show. See? Even back then it was cool. See, you have all white people. You have a Chinese guy right there. You have a black woman right there. See? They all existed. I don't know why everybody's so tripped out on race today. See? They're all happy. So anyway, yeah, this is Warner Brothers pressing. So I will, and I don't claim to sing like Dio, but I'm just doing this for fun. So what we'll do is we'll just go through the tracks. I probably don't know the lyrics. I'll sing one line out of each one, and I'll tell you like what, what's cool about it. So first song on here is We Rock, side 1, side 2. We Rock. So that song, it's like a staple for Dio. He's always sung it. I do love the artwork back here. The entire artwork is cool. It's really cool. I don't think I know. We never did that song live, so I don't really know. I don't know the lyrics to it. I think, We rock, we rock. I know the melody. Da down, 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 da down, 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 down. Oh, this is the one that goes, sail on, carry on, 'cause we rock, we rock. It's a cool song. I mean, of course, it's one of his popular songs. Last in Line. There's a ship without a sail, and a storm without the calm, light inside the darkness that it feeds, yeah. Sorry for butchering the lyrics. So, Last in Line, great song. 'Cause we're the last in line, we're after the witch, we may never, never, never come home. I really like this part. The cool part here with the Dio is that, all the improvisations he does. And then at the very end, he goes, you're the last in, you're the last in, you're the last in line. You're the last in, you're the last in, you're the first in line. Breathless. I can't remember how that goes. Because I think the chorus just goes, 'cause you're breathless. Or something like that. I haven't heard this in a long time. I Speed at Night, one of my favorite songs. It's basically like a thrash song. It's like super fast the whole way, and it's like do 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 do. 'Cause I know that you're all right. I hate the night. I speed at night. I speed at night. Fantastic song. That's one of the best songs on this whole thing. I Speed at Night. I don't know what that means. What could it possibly mean? I think I know what that means. So that's a great song, kind of an underrated song, but it's like fast the whole way, And then it's just, he's just the master at putting it all together, Dio. You know what I mean? I speed at night, 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 night. I speed at night, I speed at night. Right? One Night in the City, really cool song. Right? One Night in the City, Johnny was a dark child. He was promised to us all. I don't know what the lyrics mean, Sally was a princess. She was chosen for the crown. But the riders in the night will whisk you out at night when they call. That's all. The princess of a dark child. Pretty cool song. One Night in the City. Evil Eyes, side 2. Supposedly that's about Richie Blackmore. Like he was kind of, it's like a dig on Richie Blackmore. Evil Eyes, And then, I don't know if that's true. Mystery. So Mystery, this is the song with, when Dio he almost kind of went glam with this. It's the song with all the girls around, running around Dio. And I really like the video is kind of cool. It's always a mystery, just like you and me. It's always a mystery. When there's lightning, when there's only pain, but it only follows the dark. Without the lyrics, I can't do anything. It's always a mystery, just like you and me. It's always a mystery. Cool song. Eat Your Heart Out. I believe that song, yeah. I know how it goes, but I don't want to sing it. So that's another cool song. Last song, Egypt, The Chains Are On. Very cool song, right? In the land of the lost horizon, when the magic was free and the chains were on, see them walking around the water, see them flying in the sky. They were frightened in the darkness, they had rainbows in their eyes. So pretty cool, Egypt. So very good album, I think. This is a great follow-up to, the first album. And then after this, it kind of fell apart. I think. With that lineup. That subsequent album, Sacred Heart, wasn't as strong as this. I actually like this better than Holy Dagger. I like the production, and there's a darkness about this album that's just really cool. So sorry if I butchered the lyrics. I just kind of pulled out a record and I said, okay, I'll talk about this. So a lot of times, the melody is the most important thing, and even Dio, has messed up lyrics here and there, and that's kind of singers do that all the time. So yeah, I would definitely listen to this if you haven't. I can't imagine a metalhead not having heard this, but I would listen to this definitely. And the power of Dio's voice, it's just amazing. So he just sings with so much conviction. And then there's a lot more stuff here about, those who created, those who labored, those who supported, and it's got all the names, fan club information. So very cool album. Very cool album. I think all the riffs were here. For some reason, it's kind of weird that the first two albums with Vivian Campbell were so powerful, and then it's just that the Sacred Heart one. I like it, but it's just not as strong as this one. This one just kind of just kind of hits you like right in the gut, and you're just like, what the fuck, So that one, it's for more like like hardcore Dio fans. Sacred Heart, right? I do like it, but not as much as this one and the first one, right? Those two albums were, really good. A lot of times that's what happens is that bands, because I assume with this kind of outfit, to where Dio is just singing, right? It's up to the guitar player to come up with the riffs. You know what I mean? And then, your third album is always the hardest to make. Anybody will tell you, because there's this notion that the first album, this is what they say, that you've had your whole life to work on it. So it's like, you've got all these riffs and all this kind of stuff, and you kind of put everything, in it. The second album, you're kind of on fire. And then by the third album, you're kind of like, I've kind of used up everything that I've had, right? And then you gotta kind of get into it. And a lot of bands kind of fall apart. Led Zeppelin said the same thing. They call it the infamous, curse of the third album or something like that, So it's like where do you go from there? You know what I mean? Because if you've given it all you got in the first two, right, you're probably used up all the good stuff. And then now you're like, okay, what do we do? Where do we go from here, right? So, anyway, yeah, this is really cool artwork. Very cool. All right, guys. Talk to you later.